Hi, it's Katie. Renowned physicist Albert Einstein once said, "If I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions." This really resonates with me with how important it is to define the problem before you work to find solutions for the problem, and I'll be getting into that a little bit later. So moving on to the next slide. In this presentation, I'll be identifying the project we did, as well as delving into group problem-solving techniques that we use throughout this class to finish our final project. So getting to the next slide, identification of the project, we focused on how to successfully complete a job interview. And as you can see from the smart art graphic I made, there were 3 main points we focused on. The first is appearances and first impressions. The second is questions to be prepared for in an interview. And the third is a basic overview of the interview process. Moving on to the next slide, group problem solving. Here's another smart art graphic that I made, and as you can see, there are 3 stages to solving a problem: defining the problem, discussing possible solutions, and making a final decision. I'm going to explain this in regards to how we solve the problem of finding a topic for a final project. So first, the problem was that we needed a topic that we were all interested in discussing for our final project. So we needed to define what the group objective was, as well as what individual objectives would be within our overall group goal, and what our individual roles would be. Then we discussed possible solutions. One of the most important parts of this process was making sure that we understood exactly what the assignment called for, so our solution would fit the problem. It's part of defining what the problem is, so your solution fits the problem. Then, rather than waiting for the solution to present itself or have one person just decide for the group, we discussed as a group what we thought the best solutions were. Then we made our final decision by discussing what the best options were and deciding what our best choice was. Once that decision was made, we could begin to work on our project. Moving on to the next slide. We kept our roles consistent throughout this class. We never really switched from week to week. So I acted as the leader throughout the class. Anthony acted as the researcher who provided us with all the sources we need for our projects. Luke acted as the challenger who provided alternate opinions in the decision-making process. And Erica acted as the summarizer who provided all the conclusions we needed for our projects. As this graphic from University of Westminster illustrates, there are a few things that are important to remember to successfully complete a job interview. And I think these icons are really helpful because they're just little visual reminders of things that you need to remember during the interview process. So moving on to the next slide, individual contribution. There's another smart art graphic that I made that covers the article that I wrote for our final project. The 4 main questions that I thought people should be prepared to answer during a job interview. And these questions are perennially difficult questions for people to answer, and I found these on the website The Muse, which was an incredibly useful source for the final project. So moving on to the last slide, problem solving is an important group dynamic to work on before problems grow. If you address problems before they become a major issue, the group can be more constructive and just do better work. As you can see from the graphic, everyone holds a piece of the puzzle. Problems are tackled best when everyone contributes to the final goal. Thank you.